Hi, this is Kevin Deal, and today we're going to talk about whether or not you can actually get a tube preamplifier and a solid-state amplifier in one box that would be equivalent to separates that might cost you so much more. And this has been brought to me as a question, and then somebody asked, how does this product compare to other products? Who might want to buy this product? And just stuff like that. I want to answer that for you. This is a right side up PrimaLuna Evo 300. And I want to say something about this. I'm not talking to you about this to have you buy it from any particular place. I want to make sure that you support your local dealer. Every town is better off with a hi-fi store and a record store. Let's get that out of the way. So this is an Evo 300. This is right side up. This is upside down, both with the cover up. And I want you to compare, because people go, well, there's this brand, and how's that compare? There's this other brand. And one of the brands that somebody brought up is one that's got little lights underneath the tubes, which is, kind of attractive, and, the blue lights and all that. And I understand that. I know that a lot of doctors and a lot of lawyers are attracted to that because they go, oh man, I'm earning bank, and let's see, what am I supposed to buy? Oh, I'm supposed to buy that because it's the best. And then there's other people who are audiophiles, and maybe some of them have a background in engineering, and they go, oh, but yeah, I want to make sure, I'm a knuckle-dragging Neanderthal man, and I want to talk about the parts inside. And that's a different customer. And I suppose that, that in the case of this, it would be designed to attract the latter. Okay, and I want to explain why. And I want to say this to you. Your greatest friend in buying any component, period, is Google. Google. If you're considering a product, I don't care who it is, you type in the name and the model number into Google, then you click on images. And then you're going to see the insides. And you got to find the naked insides. The naked insides is going to let you see whether or not they have point-to-point wiring or printed circuit boards or whatever, and find out what's really going on. Because this whole thing about a minimalist design, that's what prompted this. I just did this thing about the bullshit of minimalist, and we got so many emails coming in. I said, wow, I guess I struck a chord, especially with people that are kind of more experienced, and they go, oh man, I've been around the block with that bullshit before. So, can you get a product? Who is this designed for, by the way? I'm going to tell you right now. This is designed for somebody that that has a home theater system, because they got to serve two masters, I suppose. One of them is, God dang it, I got to have a home theater because we do like to watch movies, but I'm really an audiophile at heart, and I know that a surround processor, that's hardly a lot of purity, and then if I've got separate power amps, and it just doesn't bode well for really good two-channel performance. And in the case of this product, you can plug this in and plug in your turntable and plug in the analog out from your streamer if you have it, or any other component, and just use it as a two-channel system. It even has a subwoofer out. And then if you need to watch movies, you just flip it to home theater, and this will, in essence, become a power amp. And the proof of that is that shortly, PrimaLuna will be coming out with this product as a straight power amp. And it's going to have XLRs in that are transformer coupled, so they're doing it the right way. And it's going to be a cool piece. But for somebody that doesn't need that and they want a one-box solution, this is the real deal. And I told Herman Vandendungen, he's really the owner of PrimaLuna, I go, why did you spend so much money on this? This could have been done for a lot less. It could have been done, I'm impressed that he did it, but the thing is, it makes my job harder because I got to explain it to you. And not everybody gets it. They look at the box, they say it's all the same inside. And it's not. It is absolutely different. So that's why I got to break it down to you. So If you go look at that other integrated that I'm talking about, you're going to see it's broken down into two sections. One of them is going to be the power amp section, which is a little bit bigger, and then the other one's going to be the preamp section, which is a little bit smaller. And if you compare that little bit smaller one, you're going to see little printed circuit boards. Very thin, little printed circuit boards, right? And that is not the way that PrimaLuna has done it. This is in essence, this is an Evo 300 preamplifier. What does that mean? Well, go look at the Evo 300 and then come back and look at this and you're going to see what I mean. It is dual mono all the way to the power switch. You have dual toroidal power transformers, right? You've got the AC offset killer, which is charged with keeping these transformers mechanically quiet. You've got the amazing, amazing Swiss-made tinfoil capacitors in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You've got these bitchin' capacitors, and then you have a ton more capacitors in here, and those are all in the power supply. This is a 100 watt per channel amp, right? And some people are going to go, well, ain't got enough watts. Well, why is that? Well, because I need 200 watts. I go, well, why do you need 200 watts? Because it's better, right? No, it's not. If you think the 200 watts is better, then just zone out right now, because what you need to do is go to Amazon. You can buy a 200 watt Sony receiver probably for a couple $100. Power has nothing to do with sound quality. It has nothing to do with bass response. It has nothing to do with nothing. Parts and engineering. You cannot power your way to better sound. That's what I tell you with all the PrimaLuna tube stuff. And it's the same thing here. Drop the noise floor. Drop it. Dynamic range, what is it? Remember, I've told you, it's the difference between loud and soft. Light and dark, loud and soft. That's how you get that amazing, amazing sound. Oh my God. Look at this shield up here. This is to protect the transformers from leaking through this special metal, any kind of noise into the sensitive front end circuitry. And then in the back, you have these Takman relays, and those are charged with making sure that you don't have leakage from your other components. Some people that live in New York, San Francisco, they pick up radio stations. Now, if you look at other products, they might have just a regular selector switch, and there's good ones and bad ones. And you could put shorting plugs on all of your inputs, but the beauty of this is what PrimaLuna has done is they've created a signal path that's only that long. There's a shield right here where those relays are. Each one of these relays has, where are they? Oh, they're there. Huh, I was going to freak out. There's little resistors right next to each relay. That is there to offer a perfect high impedance, 100,000 ohm impedance to all of your source components. Why do you want that? Because if they like it, it helps all of your stuff sound better if they have a nice high stiff impedance, especially if you have a tube DAC or if you have a tube phono stage. They're going to like that. Now, what does it cost PrimaLuna to do that? Because I've never seen another company do it, right? Yeah, probably a couple dollars per input maybe, right? So what is it, 20 bucks? Something like that. But other companies, they don't spend it. They shave this stuff down to the nickel. Oh my God. So this is the preamp section. There's a complete controller board right up in the front. You have an Alps blue velvet potentiometer. The most important thing of all of this is that the entire signal path is wired with Swiss-made, silver-plated, oxygen-free copper, with a Teflon dielectric. It sounds amazing. And this thing could sell for probably, in the case of this amp, if they didn't do that, we'd save probably $2,500 off of the retail price, because it just costs money to do it, everything this way, instead of little PCBs with those. Go look, man. Go look at the little computer ribbon cables that they use. That's not how PrimaLuna does it. So this is the preamp. The only difference between this and an Evo 300, in essence, is that they could not put in the 5AR4 rectifier tubes. Remember, PrimaLuna is so famous for doing that. Other companies don't. And you know why they didn't do it? Well, there's two reasons. Number one, there's no room, right? If this was an empty box like everyone else's amps, there would be a ton of space. There was no room to do it. But the second reason is you don't really want to have a tube rectifier in the power amp section. Now, of course, this is a separate preamp. They could have done it, but there's no room. It just would have been a bridge too far trying to find a place to shove them in here, you know, because you got to think about that stuff. So now let's talk about the subwoofer out. That's cool. Oh, let's talk about the headphone out. Oh my God. All right, look, headphones are speakers. They're just little speakers. And maybe you're a headphone fan, maybe you're not, but this headphone amp comes right off the speaker taps through a voltage divider network. The other products that I've seen, they're all using a little op amp for the headphone amp, and those are going to be typically a couple bucks each. Why don't they spend the money to run this wire and the little voltage divider network? Because it might cost them another $25, $30, and they just don't want to spend it, right? Same thing with the subwoofer out. The subwoofer out runs off the speaker taps to a voltage divider now. Same way, just the way PrimaLuna does it on their highest end integrated amps. I love that. Now let's talk about what makes this amplifier so different. Wow, man, it's 100 watts into 8 ohms, 150 watts into 4 ohms, but that doesn't matter, man. I'm just telling you, what counts is the parts, and let's talk about that. This power transformer is massive. It's massive. It's a double-decker toroid, okay? One transformer for one channel, the other one for the other channel. Boom, that's what I'm talking about. And toroids cost so much more because, frankly, they're not as efficient. It takes a lot more material to wind them. They're a lot more expensive because they have to be made one at a time. If you've ever, I've been to the factories and watched them made, and you've got this bobbin that goes around, and then you've either got a machine or a person, you know, feeding wire and doing it precisely. I mean, and it's not a fast process. I'll just put it that way. It's got to be done right. But that's what they've done. And this transformer is potted because it's an expensive part. And the other thing is you don't want it humming into your room. Now, to make sure that doesn't happen, here it is, the AC offset killer. This is something that you can buy as a separate product from other companies, and it can cost upwards of $1,000 to get one. PrimaLuna actually invented this back when PrimaLuna's founder, Herman van den Dungen, he was the importer for Sonus Faber, Audio Research, a bunch of companies. And there was a company I won't name, and their transformers would hum mechanically on 240 volt in Europe. So this was his solution for fixing that. And I used to sell them as a separate box like decades ago, and they worked. All right, let's talk about this. Now, talking about dynamic range and talking about noise, let's talk about this power supply. Again, compare it. Go look at what the other companies use. Go try to find a way to count up the capacitors in the power supply. More capacitors means you're dropping noise, and this has 60,000 microfarads per channel. Each one of these capacitors, and these are Rubicons. These are really, really nice capacitors. These are 10,000 microfarads each. Now, all of these, oh my God, I forget what they are. Oh, these are cascading just JFETs. And those are there, and again, that's expensive stuff. You're not going to go look at the other amps. They're not going to have this. That's going to offer a lower source impedance. Oh my God. And then you've got these monoblock amps right here. Now, what makes these special? The output devices. These are Exicon, but they're not just any Exicon because I could not figure this out. These are custom-made Exicon made to the specifications of Jean de Groot in the Netherlands, who is the chief designer of this section, of the power amp section. We have, this is based on a design by Marcel Croza. This is John de Groot. They both had their own specialty, and it comes together as a beautiful marriage. And if you look at this, I mean, it's like, wow. And compared to anything else, it's like a double wow. So these are the Hexacon output devices. They're MOSFETs. They are custom made. PrimaLuna had to buy 10,000 pieces to get them designed just the way they want, but that's the exacting standards of Herman van den Dungen, right? I mean, that's the guy, look, I've been working with him for how many years? The AHA Tube CD player, that was in the late 90s, and Dutch guys make German people look like slobs. Please forgive me, my German friends, so I don't mean that. I love you too. Okay, these are 12AU7s up in the front end. As I told you, they are in the voltage gain section. That's going to be quite a few. I want you to go look at the other amp, and the other product I was kind of alluding to, and you're going to see how the tubes are mounted, and you're going to see how they're mounted here. These are ceramic tube sockets, right? Oh my God, the resistors. These are Takman resistors. The ones in critical positions, those are Takman resistors. They're custom made in Japan, right? Takman resistors are known for their low noise and linearity. And then look at all these shields, right? Everything that they have done, every inch of this is an amazing, I mean, now I know why it took them so many years. This has been something that's been in the works forever, and I absolutely love it. And then finally, the remote. You know, this isn't just some tchotchke remote. I mean, and even at that, Herman improved this one from the last one by making it just a nicer feel, you know, and then these neoprene rings that he put on there. I said, what's that about? He goes, well, people have nice furniture. You have to protect their furniture, and I got that because I have nice furniture. And it's all metal buttons, and it's all machined. I mean, this is something that, oh, and by the way, we talked about the insides of these because of the type of components that it used. This is not a throwaway remote. This is something that can actually be serviced. So look, don't take my word for it. Hold me to task. Go to Google Images, go look at another product, go take a peek inside, go to your local PrimaLuna dealer, ask around, you know, go see what Dick Olsher said, man. Dick Olsher, I mean, when you go look, I'm going to put a link to this video to the reviews page. And one guy, he said it here, many have tried to combine tube sound with transistor power. But once a genuine tube brand took on the task, the result was a synergy unlike any other. And if that is not music illuminated, I don't know what is. Thank you so much.